Hello, everyone, and welcome to tonight's episode of Call of Cthulhu, Masks of Nyarlathotep. My name is Alex Zandarabitsky, and I will be the keeper of arcane lore for this evening. You may just call me the Keeper. Tonight, we continue our pulp horror mystery action adventure through the world of the Cthulhu mythos in the legendary campaign of Masks of Nyarlathotep. Joining me, as always, are my lovely friends here at Internet Remix. We are joined by Split Guardian.
Anybody else want a nug? Any gamers want a nuggie?
I'm good with no nug for now, but thank you for offering.
Okay, cool.
We have Atlas.
Hi chat, I've missed you. It's been so long.
We have Upgraded Moon, also known as Jordan.
Cool peekaboo, baby.
Yep, okay. We have Road Ingalls.
So for some reason, even though it's never been the case, I thought you were gonna say Kristen first, so I kind of like went somewhere for a minute. And then you said my name, and I was like, "Oh God, I'm on stage now. Oh God, there's spaghetti falling out of my pockets. Oh God, okay."
I'm sorry? Where'd you get the spaghetti? Why is it in your pockets?
It's in his pockets.
It's my pocket.
Where do you keep your spaghetti?
Yeah.
I wear specific noodle pants when I.
Oh, that is the
Thank
look.
you.
No, hold on. That is the look of a man who keeps his fucking spaghetti in his underwear. You're a sick man, Xander.
Next thing you're gonna tell me is that 90% of the world uses the left shift key primarily. Anyway.
Hey,
Honey, you're gonna want to sit down.
They don't call them noodles for nothing. Thank you.
Well, God, it's
all
been
right.
so long, guys.
As always, we are joined by Kristen Krimes-Straczynski.
Hello.
Simple and sweet. Short and sweet, just like Kristen.
The most sane out of all of us.
And then, last but certainly not least, the Ascended Extra, Darby Cupid.
Pokemon Snap's fun, you guys. I just got it today.
We already know what
really.
we already know what kind of session it is today.
Oh yeah. Hey, chat. You know what really compliments McDonald's chicken nuggets?
What?
A good old shot of the barley wine.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Delicious.
Good pairing, classic pairing.
A classic
Can't
pairing.
stop tasting colors.
That's it. Yeah, Mason still has his concussion. Alrighty. Well,
I'm dizzy.
we know exactly what kind of energy we're giving off tonight. So we're gonna continue our actual play of Call of Cthulhu, Masks of Nyarlathotep, or Nyarlathotep, depending on who you ask. I say Nyarlathotep because it came to my mind. But hey, we haven't played in a couple weeks, so we're very much ready to play. We have an updated intro coming soon. with the new Terrence Gainsborough art done by our resident artist, Kristen. So we're gonna throw that out to y'all hopefully by next episode, but we'll see.
Don't count on it, baby. My man is giving me shit.
I'll get here when it
Listen, if you like what you guys see, remember that if you check our social media or check our links below, feel free to donate to our coffee. If not necessarily during the stream, this show is done completely for free. But hey, any money you send our way, it helps us out a lot. Small amounts help. This is a whole...
You make our budget of $0 a budget of $2.
Exactly.
That's a $2 200% increase.
That's a 200%.
Exactly.
100% are dollars.
200%.
All right.
That's incredible.
There's a whole amount of energy going on right now. So let us resume where we left off last time. So we're serious. We're serious. This is a serious game. Okay.
Oh
So,
yeah.
last time, we picked up with the threads we had left hanging involving what the gang did with in the clutches of Zara Shafiq, learning more about Edward Gavigan, about a place called Miser House, about the machinations of the Brotherhood of the Black Pharaoh in London. And the Derbyshire Lesser Edale group. God damn it! I just saw Darby grin in the corner. I was trying not to laugh, but every fucking time.
So that's my name.
Yeah.
This golden retriever of a man hears his name and just comes. Yeah. Oh. No.
Oh my
So
God, we got
the group
$2.
so Kit, Sybil, and Sunil over in Lesser Edale decided to, after hearing back from their friends, hearing that they fled London and have since gone to the town of Derby, they decided to leave the werewolf mystery behind for the time being and have rejoined their companions in Derby. Now, additionally, James O'Connell, while searching for the missing Terrence Gainsborough and Mason Allen, broke into the Penhew Foundation and found a secret chamber containing a number of interesting artifacts, books, scrolls, strange art, and statues, in addition to various supplies and records detailing a number of goings-on, both in London and in the countryside, from some company named Henson Manufacturing in Derby to a receipt kind of arrangement between shipping things from the Penhew Foundation to some warehouse in Limehouse. So that is where we left off. The entire group, though, reconvened in the town of Derby, Mason recovering from his concussion, while the group meets for the first time in a few days. And that is where we left off. Atwis, would you please just shout out the current day on our calendar?
Today is Friday, February 20th, 1925.
Which means, given what you have understood thus far, there is potentially another cult ritual coming up very soon, on the new moon. In 2 days' time, the Brotherhood of the Black Pharaoh will have one of their monthly rituals. So do with that what you will. And that is where we left off.
All right. So as much as it pains me to say this, might be in our best interests to actually try to locate the place and stake it out. I don't know if we can feasibly interfere, soon with the little knowledge we have now. Yeah.
No, agreed, honestly. I've been thinking about it since it was mentioned. We need to stake that area out. We have other information we should also be looking into as well. Get our cards.
Yeah, we need to We need to find Gavigan's little country house for one. That shouldn't be too hard, right? He's fairly well known. And then see if that's the same as whatever the Miza house is. Miza, something like that.
Miza.
Yeah. And then there's the whole Henson business. I mean, might as well look into it. Jackson mentioned it, so it's not nothing, at least.
Right.
God, there's a lot to go over.
Mhm.
Not to mention all those books and scrolls James brought back from the Penhew Foundation.
Oh
There's a
yes,
lot
that
of books and
is
scrolls.
part of the other things category. Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
So
I guess the
stake out
question.
various
Mhm.
places.
Mhm.
Go on.
No. You're probably about to list off exactly what I was going to list off.
This is why I'm telling you to go on, because you are a lot better at talking than I am.
Oh God, you give me too much credit. Please continue.
Gives you the correct amount of credit. Please continue.
Thank you, kid.
How dare all of you turn against me on this hour, on this day?
Mm-hmm.
We respect you as a person.
How dare you?
Please do. We want to hear what you have to say. Talk.
No. Okay, so we need to stake. Goodness, we need to stake out this man. I need to pause for a second because I'll never be able to think about this man. I need you all to know what keeps flapping into my head whenever I think of Gavigan, even though I know this isn't what he looks like.
So you all were talking. So go ahead and just refresh yourselves what conversation topic was currently being engaged.
I mean, the conversation topic currently being engaged was we respect Sunil as a human being, and he's saying no. But
Quite so.
on the more that is around when you actually fell out. I think they heard before that, which was we're going to list off the actual important things.
Yeah.
So we hadn't actually done that yet. So. But we did talk about it while the stream was down. So
Yep.
yeah.
Okay, so we know that we want to stake out the cult happenings. So we've got that. God, I'm sorry to say that there is a lot going on, and I'm really unsure of what to focus on. So I'm trying to haha, information go brr.
Well, okay, so James brought back some books. There is a French one in there. We did have a contact who was already able to do French stuff that was friends with Tarrant, so we might need to contact them.
Who has one of our French books?
Exactly.
Yeah,
So we still have
already.
one of the books.
Yeah,
we
do.
also have the scrolls and stuff. Whatever we can read in the car is what was stated. Because while the stream was doing things, we were just like, do we want to split up again, or are we a little clingy right now? And I think the general consensus was we're gonna try to stay in together as much as we can. So, I also
let's get close.
get under the top, kid. God.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Let me live that down.
It was cold.
Well, listen, you wouldn't get under the top with me.
It was
when-
fine. Anyway,
Anyway,
so staking out is all well and good, but we need to find the place to stake out first.
Exactly.
Which
that was the I
didn't she give
should-
us like an entire region?
Yes, the region of Essex, which narrows it down somewhat. That's a large amount of space, but it can be navigated.
Suppose
Might
it's
be able
instead of a
to-
country, it's a region, so that's somewhat of a narrow
About
down.
a sixth of
Right?
the whole country of England.
I mean,
just a sixth of the country.
it's like what, half a state? It's fine.
See, to all of us, this is very small. To Sunil, this is a large amount of area.
Like, oh yes, Essex, that small area.
Well, I mean, Gavigan's not exactly, not well known. It might be common, or at least available knowledge as to where his country home is. Surely he's hosted things, other stuff like that. It probably wouldn't be too hard to find.
We are dealing with someone of some form of local fame.
Yeah, he's definitely got money, that's for sure.
So here's first thought. Does this mean we're going back to London? Because if we're going back to London, there's even more of a hunt on our heads than there was before, now that James has stolen a bunch of very good things from them.
I genuinely think we should keep the base moved and honestly continue to move it whenever we see fit.
Mm-hmm.
They know how to find us. They follow us constantly. If we find different places to go each night, they won't be able to track us as easy.
I mean, if we don't want to go back to London, we could maybe try going to Cambridge instead. We already had the French book Sybil mentioned, so that's an option. And there's some research there are some research facilities there as well, so
Might be a good bet.
Yeah. I suppose my question is, where are we going to find our lead to Gavigan?
Probably in Essex, maybe.
It's always people.
Exactly.
We could call our friend at the Scoop and see if he knows anything.
Ah, we could.
I mean, if anyone were to know,
It would be
that
That's true.
the seediest publication in London, well, one of, so option.
I mean, and if he said that we found anything potentially interesting, we could come back. So
I'd say curator of a large-scale scholar museum, possible cultist.
Not only that, the leader of the cult?
I
wouldn't give him that much information.
Yeah, I
Well,
don't know.
not
Because
right
then
now.
that makes
Right
him
away.
that puts him in a bad
Not right
position.
now, but
Yeah.
say that, once we're finished, we put a story out there. If we don't kill Gavigan, it's a career-ruining accusation.
Assuming people believe it.
That's
Yeah.
His
what
career,
people
his
believe.
career will be ruined when we kill him for stealing my books. So
It's the 1920s. People believe anything these days. We're in modern times.
We'll the cult stuff will down the line once
I just
we have
love the
more
implication
tangible
that
evidence.
I just love the implication that Tarrant and Sunil just look at Mason Allen, this American, these two Englanders look at each other and the Queen could have a massive sex scandal and it would not change anything.
Yeah.
It's a scandal means nothing to the high class.
God, scandals just press.
If you're high class and you don't have a scandal, then you're not really high class.
Are you really high class?
I mean, who was it that said there's no such thing as bad publicity?
A lot of them. A lot of them. They all do.
One person said it, then multiple people said it.
I'll
And
go
then they
with
claimed it as their
bottom.
own.
Okay, so we can call the scoop and see if they have any knowledge on Gavigan's little countryside abode where he happens to murder people. They probably don't know that part, but we can make some assumptions. I'm going to do some
also-
research into these books. I'm trying to think through what else we need to do.
Henson.
Henson. Yes, thank you.
Which in that particular case, actually, that's a business. Should not be hard to find.
Mhm.
As a player comment, Henson is us dealing with the werewolf situation right now, yeah?
No.
No.
Henson is, you remember back when Mason threw the potato and saw a truck?
Right, okay, so Henson's the
Nope.
company.
That's
No,
also
that
that's
was
al-
company.
Ferris
also-
and Sons.
That's Ferris and
Ferris and
Sons.
Sons,
Henson
okay.
was something that Jackson mentioned.
and that
No,
James found
Spain
receipts for.
is. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which I believe the receipt.
Yep.
Yeah. No. It
It's a lot
was
of
in the Pension
names.
Foundation.
There's a lot of names.
It's a lot of
It's
You
names.
almost
asked
like-
a person who's bad at names.
Yeah. I'm so sorry.
Y'all are playing a Call of Cthulhu game.
Too many
God.
fucking names.
Too many
Too
fucking
many
names.
names.
Yeah, the receipts for Henson Manufacturing was wood, coal, iron ingots, and copper wiring was the gist of what was paid for and delivered.
Mhm.
So,
Ingots and copper wiring. Interesting. All right.
So we also need to look up these Ferris and Sons people then.
yes.
Yes.
Because there was the other receipt that mentioned, Panhu sending stuff to Shanghai, which is also relevant to our myriad of interests, I guess.
Didn't someone get a shipment from Dobby? Was that? That was mentioned.
I-
somewhere. It was-
Believe that would have been the Penson Manufacturing. Wait,
Yeah.
you mean like a which shipment?
Did they send to or from?
From Dobby to not sure where. Did you grab the receipt by any chance?
Let me. Did you?
I might have. DM.
Me scrolling through clues and handouts.
Right. I'm like,
It's the
Yes.
first thing there. I just I just hadn't opened it yet. God. Cast iron walk-in safe. Yep. Delivered and fitted. Henson Manufacturing, Derby. Custom cast iron safety deposit boxes and safes. Our diligence is your security. Ernest Whitfeld and Co. in Birmingham.
I guess those would be the installers.
Yeah. Paid with
I'm-
thanks.
Upfront in cash, probably.
I'm sorry.
best
The only
guess.
other thing in the clues and handouts, like right above that, is a pin that just that's in all caps, bolded,
Oh, yeah.
italicized.
It never-
Edward Gavigan.
It never uploaded the actual
Which-
photo to which what you know what that's fair. It's weird.
So as a player, did we get did the Blue Pyramid kidnappers say that they don't know outside of Gavigan's estate being in Essex? They don't have a specific location?
Oh no,
Or
they never
would that
said
be
anything
from-
of the sort. All that you heard was Zara Shafiq just said Miser House in Essex in a extremely coy way that was alluding that she knew you were going to look into that. Like she said it with the intent of giving you a name drop to work off of yourselves.
Yeah, that's what I figured. Cool. Good to know.
And like with that, is that like an ambush kind of way? Like luring us to go there to fuck with us? Or is that like
Why would she do
here's
that?
a clue?
she's
I don't know her you know, and she was really hard to read. So I'm
Yeah.
No, what I'm saying is that like she wants us to do her bidding. Why would
Yes.
she personally ambush us?
Like, her bidding at this point seems to be us stopping Gavigan. It wouldn't really make sense for her to be like, yes, I'm trying to set you up to trap you later. Like, if she wanted to kill you guys, she would have done it
Just
already.
would have
She
did
wants-
it.
She wants you alive to fuck with or kill Gavigan, who stole my fucking books.
Like if you end up dead, she doesn't care. But what we were already doing is kind of what she wants us to do. So
Yeah, so totally valid to be suspicious. I'm just like,
yeah,
it currently, it makes the most sense to, like, go with the hooks we have been given.
yeah, we have to assume she's not currently actively trying to kill us. She might kill us later, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm more worried about. It's like once we're done
Just wanna
with.
be careful.
Yeah. I fully believe once we're done with whatever she wants us to do, it's like she's like, and then you can go. No, we're gonna go straight to hell.
Well, I suppose the most direct route to learning the whereabouts of Mr. Gavigan's estate would be to go through the Blue Pyramid, but after our run-in with that lot, I doubt they want to hear much from us until the job is done.
I think it's best for us to avoid going back to London if we can avoid it.
I
Yeah.
agree. So it sounds like we're on our own.
Well, we can call up the Scoop to see if they have any idea as to where Gavigan's estate could be. So that's something we can, that we have these nifty things called phones where we don't have to physically go to the Scoop and demand answers. So
Us
there's
not
that.
physically going to a place to
Imagine! We have phones! It's the modern era!
It's
Unless you're
insane,
in Lesser
you know?
Edale.
Unless
in which
you're in
case you have
Lesser
one phone.
In which
which
case,
is
fuck
fine.
you. God,
The
They have-
constable is very nice.
it's very nice. They have great peaches. Would you guys like some peaches?
Would you guys like some spiced peaches?
Sure. I mean, could you imagine if we could like have a phone that we could just kind of carry around with us all the time?
That's crazy.
That'd be kind of
Madness.
cool.
Doing all right, Mason. How's that concussion?
Oh, that concussion. That feels great.
He'll
I
be
feel-
fine.
I feel fucking ecstatic.
Okay, so
Yeah.
call the Scoop about Gavigan's whereabouts. If we head to Cambridge, then we'll have access to more library things for the folks who are better at reading books.
I would like to read the books, speaking of which.
And then lastly, we need to be looking into I think just Ferris and Sons and see if we can look into that.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, just
So
for
I-
reference, because I meant to, I crunched the number on this real quick, just Sybil, because I wanted to mention this previously. It just got sidebarred. You have 5 days until you have successfully learned that one spell. So yeah,
Can't wait for Sybil to die, like
Can't wait for Sybil to
24
die.
hours from finally knowing this spell. Like, she'll be so close, and then she's
days
gonna
from
trip in a
retirement.
barn, and that's
Sybil tripped in a bar in Cordova.
Sybil's gonna die from tetanus.
That means
Which means James is going to
super.
It's going to super
Okay.
hell.
So we
Anyway.
have an answer for the Scoop. We're going to Cambridge. How do we handle the Ferris and Sons thing? Sybil asks as she proceeds to like open up the can of peaches and just starts like eating them in the
Like a
hotel
fucking-
room.
Drink from it like a cup.
Yeah.
Are those spiced
So
peaches?
cool. There's a
would you like
phone book that
Love
exists
them. Thank you,
currently.
Mrs. Cordova.
Do phone books
God.
exist at this time?
You can call. Yes, they do. You can call businesses. They don't really have like as many private numbers. There are some private people, but I looked this up to make sure because I'm also sitting here like, if only there was a book that existed that had numbers in it for businesses.
Do these
We're not
phone books
still in operator time, right?
No, we are.
Yeah.
Operators are in effect until like, they're through the 40s at the very least, I believe.
Yeah.
Like they go into the 50s too.
Word.
Question. Do phone books in the 1920s still do the thing where they lift off where they list off the address of a building? Like a property that's kind of like a business? Because I know some of them do.
I'm gonna say, I imagine that I don't know. So what I'm going to say is, I don't know what's historically correct, but what I'm going to say is that it depends. Like it's like I'm gonna say that like there's like a phone book, but then there's probably like also like address books. But for like some places, obviously like a big location like London probably has like. In like phone books directories, but like a smaller towns, you go to the place where it's like less where you can find something in a book versus just asking people.
Telephone directories are a type of city directory. Books listing the inhabitants of an entire city were widely published starting in the 18th century.
This is hard historical fiction, you guys. We put
First
in our
telephone
research.
directory. Listen, we've gone hard on like multiple things, so I figure at this point we just need. Wow, AT&T existed in 1938, huh?
The fuck?
Yeah, in
What radio waves
1938,
did they
AT&T
have?
commissioned the creation of the new type font known as Bell Gothic, the purpose of which was to be readable at very small font sizes when printed on newsprint. Bam. Cassius published the first classified directory, or Yellow Pages, in Chicago, Illinois, in 1886. I would assume that it would make sense there would be an address here. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm surmising.
Yeah. That's how I feel.
So cool, we can use modern technology to look in the phone book and figure out where we're going. This is hard fiction, everyone.
Right.
We go
let's,
big or we go home.
Let's make a phone call to Mr. Mahoney.
All right, who's calling Mahoney?
Looks around
He
the
liked
room.
you, Mason. He liked you, Mason.
Yeah, I guess he does. Sure, I'll call him. What exactly are we? Which business are we asking him about? We have like 4 fucking businesses. We have like 10.
We're asking him. We're asking him if he has any information as to where Gavigan's country home in Essex is.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So yeah,
We're looking for the rumor mill shit. So
we're calling.
All right. You dial up the scoop in London. You get routed around. You hear the line click. You hear the familiar thick Irish brogue of Mickey Mahoney shouting somewhere in the distance. You get the tail end of something where he just, and fuck him other two, and then goes, Mickey Mahoney with the scoop. What did you see and how much you want for the story?
Hey, it's Mason Allen. We're on to something like pretty big. You might have met me before. I'm the pretty blonde boy that you talked to next to a bunch of other folks.
Yeah, I remember you. You were from the other day now. That was, you never came in for a shoot, so, well, that's, yeah, what you want?
So do you know Edward Gavigan?
It's like you're like Paige is right in the background. Goes, I think I might. Does this have anything to do in particular with the story that we were talking about when your friend came in my office a short time a while ago now?
Hold on, just a moment. Does this have to do with what we were talking about
Yes.
before?
Yes.
All right. I don't know much about Gavigan. Where are you going with this, boy?
Oh wow, I almost slipped into an Irish accent there.
Accent chameleon.
It's infectious.
So we want to find Gavigan's like home in Essex, right?
Yeah, his country home.
Yeah. Do you happen to know where we can possibly find Edward Gavigan's country home in Essex?
Why exactly is it relevant, if I might inquire?
Because they're on to something crazy, and I'm not sure if we can talk about it just yet, but I'll keep in touch with you on that, because it's going to be a really big story.
I'm going to need a bit more details than just Edward Gavigan's house in Essex. I don't exactly have access to county records. Is there anything else I can go off of that I can work with to look around?
Is there anything else that we can go off with to work around?
Was it Miser or Miser?
Miser.
Miser House, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The Miser House by chance?
Miser House. You hear like a lip smacking and like a kind of like faint sizzle indicative of him taking a long draw from a cigar, and goes, all right, tell you what, I'll start looking around through some of the older editions of the scoop and see if I can find anything about this, but as long as you're still aware that this is any story that you're finishing for your Elias friend, I want top bid on to publish in the paper, so hope this is worth my time, boy.
It will be, I promise.
All
Oh,
right.
can you give him a quick werewolf update as well?
Give him a what?
We
Just take the phone, Sunil. Just take the phone.
Just
Yeah,
take the
no,
phone,
I'm just
Sunil.
gonna-
Hold on, I'm gonna pass you over to Sunil Pandey. Take it. Take the phone.
Hello.
Sunil Pandey, good to see you again.
Good to hear from you too. So we went to go look into the werewolf thing.
How'd that go? You find any beastlies out on the moor?
Now, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be straight with you here. They keep saying the dog's dead. It's not dead. Listen, they said they did something about it. They didn't see it happen. It's probably still here.
That dog's alive as fuck!
I'm sorry, just imagine Mason on the other. That dog's alive as fuck. No. See,
Just with his water.
apparently, whatever's going on right now, whatever's going on with that right now, the attacks have stopped for now.
Well, yeah, I
think
figured
they
they
injured-
had, given the fact I hadn't heard any more news out of that region for some months now.
Yeah, but a lot of the people aren't entirely sure that they're safe.
A lot of
Not-
people don't tend to believe in beasts until they see one on their doorstep, so I don't really consider that news until either another body shows up or that dog ends up in some sort of freak show.
All right, I'm just trying to keep you updated.
I appreciate the updates, but I run a publication here. I have to maintain my own deadlines, Mr. Pandey.
No, I got you. I'm just letting you know somebody's looking at it,
Well, if you find anything interesting that's worth publication, you know who to pass it on to.
Oh, exactly. Yeah, thank you very sure.
So
Thank
I'm
you very
looking
much.
into this Gavigan Miser fella for
Right,
you
the
then.
Miser House. Yes, that's
Right.
right. Yes, no, the Gavigan Miser House thing somewhere in Essex. It's just basically keep your ear to the ground. There's a lot of. I don't know how to say it in polite company, so I'll just be impolite. There's a lot of fuck shit going on. It's just
Too much fuck shit. Yeah. A lot of it.
again, just keeping you mentally aware for fuck shit. All right.
Alright, sure thing. I'll be on the lookout for the fuck shit then. I'm gonna peruse through some back issues of the Scoop, see if I can dig up anything on this miser fella for the Gavigan guy. So I'll be back in contact hopefully by the end of the day.
Oh, thank you very much. Yeah.
I'm sorry, where were you? Where'd your accent go there for a moment, Mr. Pandey?
Sometimes when you're speaking to someone, because people have done it to me. Sometimes when you're speaking to someone, they're just very infectious, and you are an infectious being.
You hear Mickey Mahoney just go, that's right, alright, I'll be in touch. And then right before he hangs up, he grumbles in the background. First the English took her potatoes and then he took her accent. And then they hangs up the phone.
So Neil actually slightly offended.
Fuck. Just Sunil staring down at the phone like.
How dare you call me English? Sunil, you're English. How dare you call me
Sunil, what did he say? What did he say, Sunil? You look upset. Did he say something mean?
He called me English. And not in the fun
I'm
way.
sorry.
Oh,
No offense, Tarrant. You're good, but
You know what? We're gonna
I didn't
handle
say
the
anything.
story and give him all the wrong details. I'll tell you what. All the wrong details.
give him something palatable.
We'll give him something so non-palatable.
No, give him something palatable so he has something to publish at the very least. But
Palatable.
Jesus,
I can't say it.
palatable.
Palati.
You want some water, Mason? You doing
Well,
alright?
I would love some water right about now. Thank you.
Yeah, have a glass of water.
Wow, this water is strangely put in a bottle. It says Fiji apple on it.
Oh my fucking god.
I think you need to lie down a little more, Mr. Allen.
So anyway,
It's
this
just a glass of water.
You can sleep in the car.
Okay, cool. So that's done. What do you guys want to do next?
Tara says the keeper is not immune to nonsense.
He never was, baby.
He never was.
That's my secret cap. I'm
right,
always silly.
So,
This is a very normal session.
Yeah.
So, I mean, books, research, Cambridge would probably be our best bet for that, and we all want to stick together. I mean, Mr. Mahoney said he'd get back to us hopefully by the end of the day, so we'll probably try and end back up in Derby. As at least by tonight, but it's a bit of a hike to Cambridge if I recall correctly.
About like a couple hours by like road.
It's not too bad then.
Yeah. We're assuming that we gave him the sibling James's butler's number, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
From now on, if you give a number, it is the Cordova card.
Always the Cordova card.
So we have a French book to look over, and we also have, as I scroll, let's see, French, Spanish. No, we didn't take any of the Spanish
Damn.
ones. We took French and Latin, and there are some scrolls in Arabic and French. Some archaic English, Greek. Okay, those are not of. Okay, so we're looking for Latin, we're looking for French, we're looking for Arabic, and then maybe looking through some more archaic English as well. Those are the languages that we have to work with.
I had so much hope when you said Spanish, and then it was wrong, and I was. Oh.
There were Spanish books, but if I recall correctly, they didn't seem like, quote, mythos tomes,
Mhm.
so
Yeah.
they're of less interest to us.
We're not pocketed.
I wonder if,
Um,
I know we were saying maybe we should not split up, but I'm also like, Cambridge is far from Derby. It's already the middle of the day. And the scoop's supposed to call us here at the end of the day.
I mean, I have a little bit of Latin to my name. If I end up going to Cambridge, I'm sure I can use their resources to try and eke out some translation, or at least more of an idea of what that thing says. So there's that. And then we have Terran's contact when it comes to the French.
Of course.
Are you
Think so.
laughing about when it comes to the French?
No, for some reason it was how it was phrased. I tried to mute.
You failed.
My brain reacted faster than my hand did. It's like when it comes to the French, and for some reason my brain just read that as derogatory for some reason. I don't know
Fucking
why.
French.
Fuck the French.
When it comes
Everything's
to
just very
fucking
French right now. God.
So many problems with the French here at Internet Remix for some reason.
Can't even kill us.
So,
Well, my thought is it may be best for some people to go to Cambridge and for some people to stay here.
and I mean, the people who stay here could maybe look into the whole Henson manufacturing thing. See, that's the thing that's been bothering me. It's such a strange set of things. Wood, coal, sure, whatever. Iron ingots and copper wiring.
Conductor?
Maybe. I mean, the copper wiring implies something electronic or
It's like oddly
electric.
specific.
Yeah. Well, James mentioned that, like sort of pneumatic electric staircase sort of thing. So maybe that, but iron ingots, you have to work ingots into something. It's just bothering me.
Yeah.
I don't know.
For ingots themselves, it implies that they're metalworking.
Exactly. They're being worked into something that maybe they didn't want to outsource, if that makes sense.
But what? Going along with electronic, copper wire, all that. Pieces? making their own cogs.
I mean, maybe. I mean, who knows? Maybe this country house in Essex is outfitted with all sorts of,
Like
electric
warehouse.
hidden doors and so on and so forth.
I suppose it's too early to be sure, but
Yeah.
You know what it reminds me of?
Mm.
Salvador. His fucking whole
Mm.
operation.
Yeah. Maybe.
go on.
It was
Oh,
right.
that's right.
Yeah. It was a situation. We were trying to save Jackson. Jackson saved us. We stopped something very bad from happening.
Yeah. Mr. Salvador Suarez was working on a device, a geological device that would send, it's been a while since I've even thought about it, but it would send seismic waves in order to get the attention of... Anyway, there was a lot of geological scientific sort of instrumentation going on under the guise of a mining operation in Kansas. Thankfully, that's not something that needs to be worried about anymore. So,
But
yeah.
But what if
I mean,
it is?
if he could do it, then someone else could do it.
Yeah, true.
I mean, speaking of Mr. Elias, we did recently hear from the fellow. And he did mention several openings or portals. Could it be that this operation might be in conjunction with the one you saw in Kansas?
I mean, it's as good a guess as any, I suppose.
Certainly not.
I'm
off
grasping
the
at
mark.
straws here, but it does bring
No,
up cause for concern.
no, it makes sense, actually, because Salvador was trying to, if I remember correctly, the guy was a fucking nutcase.
Mm-hmm.
He was trying to bring about something.
Well, it found him.
It certainly fucking did. But, even if the crazy fuck got what he deserved, I don't mean that there aren't more crazy fucks as we have. So,
Agreed.
yeah.
So we're careful when we go looking into this Henson manufacturing thing, then, obviously.
As careful as we can be.
Okay, well, who all is going to Cambridge and who's staying here?
I
Obviously,
volunteer my
Karen is going
services to Cambridge.
Yes. Kit mentioned wanting to look into the Latin book, so that's 2.
I would also probably be at my most useful.
In Cambridge, yes. Ah, yes, you book people in your books.
Book people and you books.
Book people in your books.
Be sure to. I doubt that you can really get something that thick transcribed fairly quickly, but let us know what's on it.
Sure.
Yeah. And,
Yeah.
stay out of trouble, all you.
Oh, Kit. What? You don't trust me, of all people, to stay out of trouble?
You don't trust me, of all people, to stay out of trouble?
I've never been in trouble in my life.
I'll
You,
keep him safe.
I trust you, James O'Connell, to finish whatever trouble starts. We'll put it that way.
Well, we're all still here, so I trust us all to watch
certainly
each other's
finish
backs.
someone's ability to walk.
Right. Let's get going.
Never mind that. Yeah. You all
Oh,
be safe.
You as well.
you too. Before we leave, I need to make a phone call because that's been stuck in brain for a while.
Yeah?
All right.
I need to call my mother. I don't feel safe with her here.
Makes
Take your
sense.
time. I'll be with my books.
Good. Long story short, he's basically gonna call her. Would he hear anything weird over the phone before he says anything?
No.
Okay. That's just
Very
been
good. Yeah.
ringing. Yeah. Basically, he's kind of like, here are the instructions on how to move the snakes. She's probably kind of like, and he's like, don't worry about it. You might not see me for a while. She's totally gonna worry about it.
Mhm.
But he's basically gonna low key tell her to try to go somewhere that's not here and pack light, because if she packs too much, then it'll be clear she's not coming back. So
Right. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
So,
yeah. Then you
yeah.
communicate that with Manisha.
hmm
Cool. All right. Who to start with? Let's start with Cambridge Gang. Let's talk about
Ooh.
them first. So that's what, Sunil, Kit, and Tarrant?
Yeah.
Great. Yeah, it takes a few hours to get from Derby down to Cambridge. Cambridge is actually in Essex. Great. Let's see. Let's go through the list here. The original book that you left with your colleague Tarrant, the Selections des livres livres d'Ivan. I can speak French. Is still with him. It's been like 5 days, I think, since you left it there. Because you 4 days, because you were there on the 16th. It's been like 4 days.
Jesus Christ.
So what I'm gonna say is your colleague is like, I mean, like, obviously he's doing that in like his free time between just his work. So in the last 4 days, he hasn't gotten much done, but he's done like a cursory examination, not enough to glean anything of use from as like a skim reading. But I will say that like from what he can tell so far, just from like a little examination in advance, this looks like it was copied from an earlier manuscript. And he noticed that it might be translated from like, this is like a French translation of a Greek manuscript, and it seems to be like it's very old. Not even just in terms of this book itself, it's very old, but like it's like the original manuscript might be a lot older than that. He's made some like weird, like, just he sees that there's a lot of weird stuff in there, like stuff about like treatises on like magic, worship of some kind of like frog-like deity. There are various like illustrations that look like inverted broken ankhs, like discussions of demons and other gods, just very, very perfunctory. And it looks like it's a very occult looking book. He is disturbed but intrigued by it. So he's still working on it, but like he's chugging away at it. Translating a book this old is a time consuming process.
Yeah.
Now Kit, you wanted to look into book stuff, yeah?
Yeah. I wanted to find a comprehensive Latin dictionary and then sit down with this Latin book and do my best.
Okay, so here's what I'm going to say with that, because it's obviously with access to Cambridge books. If you want to get a skim reading value from this book, you need to succeed at a Latin roll with a bonus die because of the access to the facility. I know that's low for you. Otherwise, without the skill check, it's going to take you a couple days to get the value of skim reading, given that this is old Latin and you're not the best at it. It's a matter of how if you can succeed at it quickly or if it's going to take you longer.
Okay, yeah. Might as well roll.
Either way, it's going to take you. Making this roll is going to factor in that you're going to be at Cambridge for like for several hours.
Yeah.
Yeah. Latin, it just says.
It did not roll? Question mark.
That's-
Yes, just Latin needs no numbers. It is only Latin.
That's
It. Oh, cool. Give me a hot second to refresh the page. I guess.
I mean, it
That's
also just says
very
Latin for
neat.
me with no numbers.
no, yeah, no, that's what it says. It just
Yeah,
says,
yeah.
yeah.
Try it again.
Let's try it again. Why not?
Just Latin.
Latin. Hold on, let me check something. I'm gonna take over your sheet for a second.
Please.
Can't wait to edit the video.
I haven't touched anything in the settings, I promise.
Yeah, I figure you haven't. That's extremely bizarre. All right. So then let's just roll.
Roll a D100.
Roll a D100 and then roll an extra D10 on top of that. Yeah, that's so bizarre. Cool. 59. Unless you wanna dump like a lot of luck into that, you can start the process. I mean, you have a fuck ton of luck. Unless you want to, if you dump luck, you'll get the skim reading value today. If you don't luck, it's gonna take you a couple days to get the skim reading done. That is just to crunch the specific numbers for you because math is a fun time. That would be a 59. You would need to spend 38 luck points to make that a success.
Okay. I mean, we're kind of laying low at the moment, so Kit would probably confer with Sneal and Tarrant and be like, listen, it's gonna take some time for me to look through this. We weren't planning on making any specific moves. I could stay here and continue to research, and that could be a thing that I do for this. Opinions from you two?
Well, we're not exactly pressed for time, and it seems like we're going to be here longer than anticipated, and the hope would be that nothing too wild happens in the next couple days, so...
Yeah, knock on wood.
Knock on wood.
Alright then. Well... You can drive at least, so I don't know about you, Tarrant. I'm sure you can. But if you two want to go back to, Derby, I'm sure I can find accommodations here, and I can call and check in.
Oh, no. That will not be necessary. I do have a house. You're all welcome to stay at my place.
Oh, well, thank you. That's very kind of you. Thank you.
That's the two Cambridge things you wanted to do, right? For now?
Can we look into the Old English book while we're here?
Yes. Well, I mean, the Old English book is you can just read the Old English book. I mean, like it's I'm going to ask similarly for that one, someone to make an English roll with it, just because it is Old English. It is kind of confounding to see if you can get it off the top of your head. So who has the highest English skill here?
I think that's Sneal. Yeah, it's Sneal by 1.
Great.
God.
Sneal, do you want to roll your English score?
Oop. Hard success.
Hey, okay,
Nice.
cool. So then we'll say that. Do you want to say that you were doing that while Kit was looking through the Latin book? You were looking through the Old English book.
Yeah.
Cool, I'm with it. All right, let's see. That was the Book of Zion, right?
Yes.
Great. Okay. So the Book of Zion is very fucking bizarre. I need to roll something behind the scenes here for a second. So this is going to be your skim reading, Sunil. Sunil, you lose 2 sanity points from reading this book.
Yeah, I figured. Okay.
And your Cthulhu Mythos score goes up by 3.
Oh, okay. I did not expect that.
Yep.
Wow, I only
Um,
lost 2 sanity points.
Give me the books in
The book of Diane is I mean it's God, you know how like in like old English like the letter F the letter S just looks like an F?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, so that makes it a fun thing to read. Let's see, scroll. Yeah, otherwise known as Ye Book of Communications with Ye Angel Zion. It is a alleged to be an account of the wise and venerable words of those most exalted high masters of Shambhala.
Mhm.
Describes generational transformations of consciousness, beginning on a planet called Veleros, ending on Earth. Enlightened beings of flame are also said to have like raised humanity when the lands of Hyperborea and Atlantis were young. The book relates secret histories of what was and what shall be, with a significant portion of the work prophesizing the rise and fall of different civilizations, including ones based in the North and South Americas. There are several mentions in the book scattered throughout to some troubling forces. He who shall stride in blue and white waters, as well as a force of beckoning chaos bestride the hot mountain, his tongue succored in blood. Some definitely stuff that makes your hair raise. There are a few spells of note in this book. Such spells as call forth child of the wood, call forth wind spirit, call forth the unseen walker, and consult the wisdom of the void.
Damn.
Yeah, the call forth ones seem to be spells that summon what seem to be the book interprets as either holy beings or demons, or it has varying accounts. The consult spell seems to be some kind of communication with the dark void.
I would like to talk to the void.
I watched Kristen's eyebrows immediately shoot up when I mentioned fucking consult the wisdom of the void.
All I've ever wanted to do is speak to the void.
But you're already in the void. Why don't you just talk?
Also
Listen,
remember,
Is it ghosting you?
It is. I
God.
wanted to answer my fucking calls.
No, I also would like to. I actually think that is specifically that one pinged his brain as useful, so it might be one that he would come back to. For a deeper level meeting at some point.
Sure, but I mean, yeah, it's easy enough to read, despite the kind of like and you get like segments like let's see, like oh god, I can't even read this text. It's like when ye song is played again under stuff like that.
Can you copy paste it into the handout? Okay.
No.
So I just heard the phrase like when ye song is played again, and all I can think of is fucking, Cthulhu just being like, why the fuck are you playing this fucking pop song again, Becky? Cut it the fuck out.
Superbook.
Superbook, Superbook, there's a book we love. It's called Superbook.
But yes, okay.
Sorry.
No, you're good. So yeah, that's the extent of the book you get from that. And then it'll take Kit a few days to kind of Latin peruse the which, by the way, the Latin book that you have just from your attempts, it does have a title.
Okay.
It is the Liber Ivanis.
Interesting. Okay.
Alrighty. Let's jump. Is that good with Cambridge? And we can jump back to you guys shortly?
Yeah.
Yep. All right, cool.
Yeah.
Let's dive over back to Darby. Not you, Darby. The geographical region, Darby. Yes, Darby dives. So let's see. All right, so this is James, Sybil, and Mason, right?
Yes.
Why did the
Great.
music change?
Yes, it did.
What the fuck's about to happen?
AKA the group with next to no impulse control. All of our impulse
possibly
control
go
went to Cambridge.
Yep.
Hi, I'm impulse control.
Yes,
Uh,
but you can be persuaded.
All right,
Excuse
so
me?
what do you guys want to do?
Yeah, look
And I
into the
know
company.
it involves Henson Manufacturing. More so, I want to ask, what are you planning to do about that?
God. I'm trying to think through a few options because I guess my thought is one, we could try to look into Ferris and Sons, and I don't know, like
Mhm.
Sybil could be like, "Hey, I'm looking into like a safe because I'm rich, and I could use more safes to put my rich people things in because I'm rich." So that's
is
an
rich.
option. I am
He is
rich. That's true.
Sorry, wait,
lot.
just to remind you, Ferris and Sons has nothing to do with the safe.
Oh, what? Really?
That's
oh, no,
Henson
that-
Manufacturing. Yeah, you're
Sorry.
good. No, yeah,
I-
wires got crossed. No, yeah. Yeah, Henson Manufacturing is not. Yeah, no, Ferris and Sons has nothing to do with that safe delivery. That is
Right.
all Henson Manufacturing. Ferris and Sons is the truck that seems to be taking shipments from the Penhew Foundation to some warehouse in London. So that's what they're doing. Yeah.
So I would also. So I'm like, okay, so we could look into Henson Manufacturing and be like, hey, I'm looking into a safe. Alternatively, we could just try looking into Ferris and Sons and see what that's related to.
I mean, if we find out where that truck goes, you know, which warehouse, all that kind of stuff.
You know which warehouse. You found that information out last time. You remember you found there was a receipt for the rental services of a Ferris and Sons truck to deliver shipments from the Penhew Foundation to a warehouse owned by a man named Puneet Chaudhary in Ropemaker's Fields in Limehouse.
We could scope out the warehouse.
Ooh.
That would involve going back to London, just a reminder. Limehouse is a neighborhood, yeah, sorry. Should have been clear with that. But hey, a valid strategy. Just a reminder that it is London.
Just in case, you know, we want to pull some more grand larceny.
I mean, I'm not against grand larceny, but
Oh,
we did say
vandalism
we
with
would at least
potatoes.
stay in this area for today while we're waiting for
Okay.
the scoop to call us back.
So we need to approach Henson. Now, what exactly... Alright, so we approach with the idea, it's like, hey, we need to get a safe.
Yeah.
Something or other. Rich people shit. They deal with rich people all the time. They know all the cues.
hmm
What are we getting specifically from them?
I'm trying to figure that out, like stuff we could ask. Like we just know that they've had business with the Penhew Foundation, which I'm like, I don't even know what the fuck a good in is for that. Like, hey, what's
What-
up? I heard you worked on a bunch of stuff with this weird Egypt society.
Yeah, what I'm thinking is we don't really approach them at all. Find their, you know, warehouse, their workshop, headquarters, whatever the fuck. Scope it out and watch for any suspicious activity.
So just don't approach them at all.
They won't think that we'll ever show up if they don't think that we don't know about them.
Exactly. Keep an eye on their staff, their guards, all. Hun, you're used to this. This is what I do. I do this all the time. I did this the other
There's
day.
nothing for me to do.
Well, this exact thing got you a shit ton of books and scrolls.
That's true.
And-
yes,
And your very special silver dagger.
it's a very nice little dagger. Thank you so much.
Are we thinking about sneaking in while staking it out, or just staking it out?
Well, I don't think we should sneak in on the first night. The only reason I snuck into the Penhu Foundation was because I thought you all were in there.
Oh, you came in looking for us?
That's so
No
nice.
shit. Anyway, we're kind of on a job here.
Yeah.
True.
I guess the thing to do would be to I guess call up an operator and see. I guess I'm like, who the fuck do we call to figure out where these places are? I think
I
that's
will remind you that in
Yeah, I was about to
countryside
say.
of England, sometimes phones are not the answer. Given that the phones are still not like as widespread as they're gonna be in the next few years. So
Probably go to the pub and ask.
Yeah, I guess like Mason will also ask around, like the pub and whatnot.
yeah,
If
just
we wanted
ask
to
like
do that.
locals.
Like if both like James and
Yeah.
Mason want to try that, or all three of us, fuck it. Like
Yeah, I
Well,
mean James.
we should not split up.
Yeah, so
we should not.
this group of American fucking tourists, yeah, love
Which
that.
gives us a proper fucking alibi.
I mean, yeah. Yeah, it's pretty easy. I mean, like, Darby, the town is like, it's a big industrial town. So there's a lot of like manufacturings and factories here. And it's also very little, so it is a bit more of a modern town. There's like electric trams, taxi cabs,
Sick.
as well. So it's pretty easy to get around and find places. But like, yeah, there's not really a whole operator system that can give you a directory of businesses here. That's usually reserved for like asking around or just like looking up documents and records yourself. But I mean, yeah, easily like asking around like a couple of places here in like the middle of the day, just kind of like low key asking around. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty easy. Like people can just kind of give you like the rough approximate directions of where Henson Manufacturing is. It's like a small like warehouse yard over on the I'm gonna try to pronounce this word, the Atoxeter Road. But it's west and heading towards the town of Mickleover. Yeah, so you can easily get directions to Henson Manufacturing by asking the locals.
All right, cool.
Well, once we know, make our way over.
Yeah. Yeah, walking across Darby, you can go check out Henson Manufacturing, which, true enough, you find the place. Actually, I'm gonna show my players a little something, just so they have a low-key visual reference. Yeah, I mean, it's this small little complex compared to like the other industrial things you'll find in the area. Henson Manufacturing sits behind a 10-foot high brick wall, which is a yard with a number of brick buildings that make up the site. There are two large structures that dominate the yard, a workshop and a big shed, and then what looks like a like an outhouse around the back and like a much smaller shed tucked away. There is only there are only two entrances into the yard from like, because there's the 10-foot high stone wall. The only entrance is a main gate, which looks to be able to size for trucks to come in and out, and then a smaller gate almost immediately next to that. Both of those gates are facing Albany Road. So like the rest of the perimeter is just a 10-foot high stone wall. There are no other ways in and out beyond those gates. But yeah, that's just the immediate exterior visual you see.
All right. Gates are open. Yes.
They're shut, but they are, but like not in a like this place is abandoned. No, the gates are shut, and you can actually see that the main gates have like a padlock on them. But the smaller gate does not.
Well, Do we want to immediately start trespassing?
I mean,
The goal was to stake out the place, but there's a big ass fucking brick wall blocking off all view. So
correct.
We could just pick out a spot once we're inside and just sit tight. Maybe somewhere hidden, perhaps?
if we are not immediately clocked for being on the premises.
I should ask, just because I just want to make sure that we're all clear here. Are you just getting this view street side, or are you trying to get a low-key enough vantage point to see a bit over the wall beyond just the street level viewing?
Would we be able to, at like anywhere around the perimeter, be able to peek over the wall?
Yeah, I mean, you could definitely peek. I mean, peeking is pretty low key as long as you're not like making a big show of it. I mean, it's a 10-foot high wall, so if like Mason propped you up or you propped Mason up, or anyone propped Sybil up, I mean,
You pick Sybil up and throw her into the air.
James just grabs his tiny wife by her hips and just lifts.
Which
thought you were gonna
perimeter
say head.
of Henson Manufacturing are you looking to go? From the front side where the gates are, from one of the two like sides, or like the other opposite, like back long wall? It's flanked by like an old factory that's abandoned in like an old barn. So like this is a pretty low key area.
Let's say I think we'll have the best view from the back wall.
Okay, cool. You pick up your small wife and hoist her up into the air just to get a low-key peek over the fence. If I remember Sybil's fashion correctly, what first crests the wall is not your wife, but a large feather, and then your wife's hair, and then your wife.
I mean, currently I'm wearing one of those cute little hats. No feather. Listen, the feather is for when I'm going out on the town. I'm not going out on the town. Oh my god.
Totally.
Different fashion for different things.
For sure. Okay, cool. Well, in that case, taking a very like subtle peek over the wall to get like a quick little glance, you see that there are actually
Like a peacock.
two guards kind of patrolling the actual yard of Henson Manufacturing, and you can hear like the sounds of like what looks like industrial, like you hear like hammering and drilling and like scraping as it from that large big like workshop building, which is giving off a lot of smoke. And then there is the big shed, which has a lot more smoke coming out of it as well, that you can it smells like strongly of like metal and coal just from this vantage point. But seeing that these guards are pacing the yard, you very quickly have to like duck back down to get like only a quick glance to see what's going on, then duck right back down.
I have great news. There's a big scary fence and guards.
That's not great news.
I was being sarcastic, Mason.
Oh, okay. You hurt Mason Allen's feelings today. I hope you know.
All right, you two.
Mason Allen will remember this.
That's enough of that.
Will
He's
he?
not gonna forget.
He's concussed.
He forgets many things.
Jordan,
Being
you've been
slighted
messing
is not one of
around
them.
with your webcam program this entire time. Can you add a thing that just says upgraded moon will remember this up in like the top right corner that you can flicker whenever someone does something that angers you? just so we He did it.
Thank you.
There
Thank
it
you.
is.
It's right there.
Please use that. Anyway, please use that frequently.
Oh my God.
Okay, cool.
Use that forever from now on.
Anyway,
But
back to the
anyway.
stream.
Back to the stream. Right. Guards. Big fence.
So
Not.
they're hiding a lot of things.
They have to be. I don't know how. Well, Keeper. Typically, a factory. Not
Sure.
really this guarded, is it?
I mean, depends on the factory.
Suppose.
Mm-hmm.
That is a good question. We know that they can manufacture and install safes, but
They had a safe installed here. They didn't manufacture. That was shipped here, according to the receipt.
shipped.
They
Right.
Yeah, there was a safe delivered to Henson Manufacturing. They didn't. It wasn't Henson Manufacturing made a safe.
Do we even know what fucking Henson Manufacturing makes?
No, you do not.
Well, apparently they made a safe, maybe.
Well,
It's
no.
safe
they-
to assume.
Oh, okay,
They make
Darby.
business.
Okay.
Get out, Darby. I gotta take everything
Get outta
back.
here.
You
Get outta
don't
here.
have to
We
anymore.
finally have you join the
Leave.
stream and you ruin it 2 sessions.
Ascended, descended guest star.
As a reward, parent gets crushed by a safe. That's what-
Darby, look at
I
Jordan.
love you, man.
Anyway,
Alan will remember that.
I love these visual jokes that the audience cannot see, but for the sake of the audience.
Yes.
Okay, cool. So, moving on.
So
God.
moving back along. Right. So, as we were,
Yes.
they must have something of value. Must be guarding fucking something. We don't even know what these people make.
So,
Maybe we should ask
Honestly,
around.
okay, but yeah, we can ask around. And all I'm saying is we could just pretend we want to buy something from them. That's a thing we could do.
Yeah, they probably have a headquarters for that. That isn't the factory.
I
What if we're
mean,
socially oblivious and just very direct? Because we're
we're
American
very
tourists.
social. We are Americans.
We could just be
Okay.
like, hey, what to do? Can we buy something here? And then they'll be like, get the fuck out of here. It's a factory. But it's like, hey, bada bing. And we just want to buy something.
Yeah, they all talk like that. They all say bada bing.
Yeah.
No, it's us. We're the Americans. We should play up the American.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay,
Throwing a-
okay.
throwing a
So you
couple
say bada
yeehaws
bing.
and a
Yeah,
give
yeah.
them, you know,
You say
like
bada
that.
bing after every sentence, and James will say yeehaw all the time. And
Yeah, that's good. That's
y-
good. You can say things like, here's my wallet. And
here's my
something, I don't know,
wallet.
like,
Oh my god.
Like, James?
How do you feel about us just being really American?
What? No. Here's the concept. What if we all came in with like Southern accents?
Ooh, I like this.
Just came in like, I'd like to buy something, and then they, you know,
Well, tarnation.
what in tarnation? I'd like to buy something.
What in
Split and I split, and I'm pretty sure Atwas is okay. All looking
like
at it are just like, wow.
That is
Wow.
that is where you stop.
Like you'll be like Sybil, Connecticut, and I'll be like Mason, Alabama, or something. You know. Like,
Please do an Alabama.
James,
accent, I wanna
Oklahoma.
hear it.
just so the audience knows,
I'm originally
James
from Alabama, so I
Oh,
want to hear.
amazing.
James is like he has crossed an arm over to perch the other one on as he just sinks lower and lower as he pinches the bridge of his nose. He's just
I like this idea. The more we talk about it, the more I like it, actually.
we're not doing this.
James, we're gonna go in and we're gonna
We're
ask
not
them.
doing that. That's not happening.
You never let us have any fun.
We could always ask. You know, like just we could always ask for some product, and if they don't want to give us the product, then we just we just don't go.
Let me just please,
Or we could sneak in full gung ho
Mason.
cowboy.
Oh my
Huh?
God.
I was in a cowboy film. It was kind of cool.
Listen,
I was-
I've had enough
my God,
excitement for a couple days. What I think we need to do is figure out what it is we are dealing with without poking a bear. Please.
Fine, we'll go ask around and ask what sorts of things they manufacture.
Sybil,
We're
thank
not gonna go
you.
in. We're gonna go around town. and ask.
Thank you.
Sorry, I need to
How-
point out that Split did a thing with his hand where he like finger up in a hush motion and then like moved it around in like a jarring pattern. I just pictured James McCollum doing it all around his wife's head, like
Yeah. It's really a shame that the audience doesn't know any of the little movements I do.
It's a bummer.
Oh, well.
fuck. Oh well. This is for my teammates. Sybil,
Yes.
thank you.
Mhm.
But also, I do need to remind you, because you have that tone of voice, and I know that tone of voice, do need to remind you that the other day, I had to blow a man's leg off, and Mason was kidnapped and concussed.
Yeah, but that was in London.
No, that was in London, and this fucking thing is all over.
Fine.
Are we being followed?
Make a spot hidden check. Sorry, that caught me off guard.
Case
No,
in
because
point.
like Sybil was like, that was in London, and then James was like, yeah, but it's everywhere. And then like Mason's anxiety like kicked in, like, man, maybe it is everywhere. What if it's everywhere?
It's kind of everywhere.
There's a pair of pigeons who are just looking straight at you.
He can perceive
You-
birds again?
You motherfuckers are real, huh? Where the fuck have you been, huh? Get the fuck out of here!
Mason, are you okay?
He's still concussed.
Okay, I think on that note, there's some discussion happening, and Mason's concussed. Let's actually go ahead and take our break now while y'all figure out your steps for Henson Manufacturing, and we'll be right back. So everybody, stay tuned. We will continue this shortly. Do not go anywhere.
Life and Art by Aldous Huxley. You have sweet flowers for your pleasure. You laugh with the bountiful earth in its richness of summer treasure. Where now are your flowers and your mirth? Petals and cadenced laughter, each in a dying fall, droop out of life, and after is nothing, they were all. But we from the death of roses that 3 suns perfume and gild, with a kiss till the 4th discloses, a withered wreath have distilled the fullness of one rare phial, whose nimble life shall outrun the circling shadow on the dial, outlast the tyrannous sun.
And welcome back. So, let us resume with the gang here in Derby outside Henson Manufacturing. I'd say right now is probably going on like, I don't know, maybe like 2 in the afternoon. That feels right, because you guys broke around like midday, and then you asked around. So I'd say it's like 2 in the afternoon. So if you're not barging in, what do you want to do?
Go
I
around.
think- Just go around and ask about Henson Manufacturing.
Okay. Sure. I mean, yeah, it's easy enough to like just be asking around. Here's what I will say. For the sake of brevity and just because this is pretty simple, Derby is a town where you can find this information out kind of quickly. You actually can't find any information about what Henson Manufacturing like makes. Like that's not like then there are several places here that are just do not have documentation on what they make for various reasons or another, because they either make a lot of things or they make things for the government, or they make there's various reasons. But what you do learn, I think is safe to say, is that there is a I cannot speak. A few of like the workers at Henson tend to drink at pubs after their shifts. So there's like a few places like around the immediate area where the workers from Henson Manufacturing go to. You get some like loose names. Some people like are like vaguely familiar with the workers. They don't really talk much about their work, so they just kind of like you just kind of like find out loosely where some of the Henson guys go. I'd say after the day is done. But just from asking around, I think they would mostly tell you that like if you wanted to like possibly know more about Henson, like you'd probably have to do like I don't know, like check out like business records to see if like if what they make is documented, but because like nobody you ask around for information can give you an answer there. They just know that they are a manufacturing company.
I see.
Odd.
They manufacture things.
What it's sounding like more and more is all part of it, probably.
A front, if we...
So are we gonna sneak in? Do the cowboy thing? Huh?
Or we could just go where the Henson boys go after their shift and just sort of ask about their work.
That's also a good idea. I like that idea. I can drink while we do that. I really like that idea. That's a wonderful idea.
Let's get drunk!
Well, if they're in on it, do you think the people working there would be in on it too?
Not necessarily.
As long as we don't make ourselves seem like too much of a direct threat, it should be fine. You know, just see if we can buddy up with some folk. Ask them about where they work, what they do. You know, it's casual conversation shit.
Okay, so we'll just follow him. What exactly? How exactly are we gonna sit them down for drinks? I guess that's
Well, we
my
know where
concern.
they go. Vaguely, there's a few places, but we can try them.
Okay.
Yeah.
We can try. I hope we catch one of them or both of them if they go together.
Seems good to me.
So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna try to find some of these folks for drinks, I guess.
Yeah,
Okay.
So I guess my question is like, are we hoping on like the off chance that one of them are gonna be at like a bar or something, or?
We were just told some of the general places where they go to like have drinks after work.
Okay.
And
So I think-
as far as I can tell, they typically go in groups.
Yeah.
So it's like, if we can buddy up with them, I have 2 of the highest charisma rollers with me right now.
Yeah. And like I said, I'm a rich lady who's looking to have some things manufactured for me, and I heard recently that I'm in business, and I heard that these boys might be good at making some things.
Okay.
It's a coercion of information. You know?
Unless you've got a better idea, like that's
Well,
just...
no, I'm not entirely sure. I'm more worried that they'll catch on if they are part of things, and I mean, who knows about us,
That is true. I
because
will also
they're already hot on our tail,
I will also make this known right now. James's sneak, his stealth,
Mm-hmm.
26.
Yeah, my stealth's a 30.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Mason's the stealthiest boy, I think.
You're a hitman, and your stealth is. Why is your stealth so small?
He doesn't need to be
literally
stealthy if he has a
hits men.
gun.
He literally hits men. That's what he does.
He's not a sneaky boy. He's a herdy boy.
I'm a
I'm-
little
I'm-
sneaky boy. I'm
You
the
are.
sneaky boy.
Mason Allen's a
You're
little
the
sneaky
sneaky
boy.
Here's
My
the
God.
thing. Here's the thing. Everything we're doing right now is James's process. He gathers information, pinpoints what needs to be done, and then does it. He's a doer, not a I'm gonna hide in their attic until they slip up and kind of
That would
guy.
be me. I'll hide in the attic.
Yeah.
I'll just
The
do
only,
it because I'm
the only
crazy.
reason he's hiding in the attic because he got stuck and he can't figure his way out yet.
I don't know how to get out. If I open up the hatch, it'll make too much noise, and if I fall out the window, I'll die. So now I'm in.
Consider climbing higher.
Mason Allen's in a pickle. Bow.
Anyway, God.
But yeah, so that is why sneak.
We gotta talk to
sneaking
him.
in- Yeah, we kind of have to talk to him.
You gotta fucking talk to him. Otherwise, I'd be the one sneaking in, and that's no good.
Yep. And if anything, and here's another thing, if anything goes wrong while we're talking to him, well, they're not armed guards. They're workers. They might have something on them, like maybe a knife or something.
I have a gun.
I have a gun.
I have a gun, but yeah, you know, it's just
It's like
in
we
case.
don't need to use guns. Here's another thing. I have guns.
That's true.
I have guns, but they're not really. You know,
Your inner Kit Sullivan would like to speak up and remind you that you're going to be finding and talking to these people in like a public place.
Yeah, we don't.
Nobody's going to try shit. Yeah,
Exactly.
it's
Not
yeah, it's
that
like
we
here in
know
public,
of.
y'all. If they try to do something to you, they'll corner you somewhere. Just try not to be
Yeah.
anywhere to
or
get
maybe we'll
cornered.
corner them somewhere.
No secondary locations.
We
No
don't
take 'em, we'll
secondary
ta-
location.
Kiss Solar Brain, that's an excellent idea. We'll take them to a secondary location.
Oh my god, I didn't say anything about a secondary location.
And
Fuck.
then we're gonna interrogate them. Gung
No!
cowboy.
No.
I'm putting down the receiver. I'm cutting the line.
Mason's eye like goes fucking wall. The receiver gets cut.
All right, so
And it goes back.
So
for
we're gonna go-
question is that are you just going to go to a pub you were told about, just wait there, or are you specifically going to like follow the workers home when they leave, or you follow them when they leave? Like, are you trying to cut them off there, or like follow them?
I think the hope would be to go to the pub, you know, that we were told they would be at around the time they'd be getting off, basically. Like, this
Sure.
we'll just sort of happen to be there. Another thought is, I guess a thought would be like, when does this place like close out for the day? Because my other thought is, when is our friend from the scoop gonna call us? Because we
Yeah,
are not
no,
in our hotel.
I mean, from probably just asking around about Henson earlier, you would hear that Henson Manufacturing like closes at like the workday ends at 5. Everyone leaves at 5. That's when people start walking towards the bar. So yeah, I mean, like after asking around for a while, like, it's probably like pushing like 4. So yeah, you could easily just hop to like the pub you heard about and like wait to see if any of the Henson Manufacturing workers show up.
It seems like the way to do it to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Sure. And you're all staying together as a group, not going to separate pubs?
We are staying together as a
yeah.
group.
We're staying together as a group.
That is not an option.
Great. Okay, cool. Good to hear. Here, I'll just put on some pub ambience.
Now that we're back in London, are we
Ambience.
being followed?
You may make... you're not being followed. I'm just gonna tell you. Don't gotta roll if you don't need to roll.
Fair enough.
Those pigeons, though.
Those pigeons are following you, but...
It came out of fucking nowhere, dude. Might be because I have potato in my pocket or something. I don't know.
Do you have a Mason? Do you have a potato in your pocket?
James gave it back to me. I threw it through the window and he got it
Ah.
back.
Oh yeah, no,
okay, right,
you fucking
right,
shattered a window.
right.
It's this one right here. It's this, but oh, there's still glass in it. Sticks it back in pocket.
Ooh. Is that fancy glass?
Oh, wait a minute. Wait, this is an excellent idea. Mason puts the glass back in the potato and he's just gonna wait before he can like club somebody with this.
Please
Um,
add, please
It's
add
a makeshift
fight
weapon now. Like I can.
Please add fight potato to your inventory.
It
Can I do that, Xander?
counts. It counts.
It counts.
You mean to tell me I can put knife potato in my inventory?
Wait, oh,
Fight
knife
potato.
potato? No,
No,
Johnny,
it's
no,
'cause
no.
there's a piece of
potato.
glass in the potato. Can I club somebody with
I was
that?
gonna say, would it count as a knife because there is glass in it? Like, that's a question.
And it's an uncooked potato, so it's hard as shit.
I mean, it'd probably just be classified under shank, but you should still call it knife potato because
You should call it a fight
Yeah.
potato.
I'm gonna.
I don't know. Shank
I am
potatoes.
potato.
Hold on,
going
I
to-
gotta leave it up to the keeper so I can
I'm going
document this
to
properly.
allow the potato to exist. Under the stipulation that so it's a potato with a piece of glass in it. So I'm going to say this is a weapon that will just naturally incur a penalty die upon using it.
Okay, that's what I was gonna ask.
And deals a D4 of damage. With
fuck yeah,
as
here we
long as there's
go.
glass in it, it deals a D4. Otherwise, just beaming a dude with a potato, it deals a single hit point of damage.
Yeah, fight potato.
As a
And
side
improvised
note-
weapons use your brawl skill usually,
Yeah.
so
And my brawl skill is excellent. Okay, all right.
As a side
Fight.
note,
Yeah.
Potato.
the Shank Potato is the name of my ska band.
Okay, thank you. Someone had to say it. I didn't want it to be me.
Thanks.
I rarely get to.
So, hanging out in the pub for a while, like keeping an eye out, and James, you're so used to this. You've done the same thing a million times, just like sitting in a bar, trying to act casual, waiting for like a target to come in so you can like just see like for stuff like that.
I fucking did this before now.
Exactly. Let's see. Scroll through my papers.
Shank Spud. Jesus fuck.
Shank Spud.
I actually have a weapon called Fight Potato with glass in my fucking inventory.
Amazing.
Shank Spud.
All right,
Shank
so this basically includes let's see. Yeah, you wait a couple hours, and then sure enough, some people arrive at the pub. After a while, like a large group of them. A lot of people enter the pub at this hour as a lot of people are getting off of their jobs. But the reason why you notice this group in particular, this group of some gentlemen dressed in just collarless shirts and flat caps, looking kind of sweaty, is because Sybil, you recognize two of the people with this group. Two of the guards who are patrolling the yard are with this group, who
goody.
are drinking kind of at the bar and like just hanging out, having a pint. Cutting it loose, not really being like super sociable, occasionally exchanging words with each other, having a little bit of a laugh, but it seems mostly just to be relaxing after a hard day working at a factory and just enjoying a drink and being friendly.
We're gonna buy him around.
Ooh, you're gonna buy the entire group around? Yeah, okay, absolutely. You buy the entire group that shows up here around. Let's say that is there's like six of them here. There's like six of those guys, six guys, and then two the two guards that Sybil saw over the wall. One of the gentlemen, not the guards, actually, let me roll a d6. Yeah, one of the guys, when you buy the entire group around, just kind of like, so most kind of just give like little like light cheers, like they just raise their glasses a bit to you. And one of the workers just goes, "Right, what's in the occasion?"
We're out. We're tired. I just saw a bunch of hardworking folk walk in looking tired. I figured we all need it.
Well, cheers! Holds up his glass. Much appreciated.
Do any of them recognize us? Do any of them look like they recognize us?
Make a psychology roll, Mason.
Baba Booey. Fuck.
You want to spend 21 luck points on that?
I absolutely do not.
you could push it if you wanted to.
Oh yeah, that's true. You could push it. Here, you just have to describe how you push it if you want to try. Just remember that failing a push roll has consequences, and you just need to narratively justify what you're doing to push a roll.
Uh. See, and this is always the hard part because I never know how to push a roll.
Could be like, you squint analyzing their face.
Well,
How
it
do you
has,
double down on something?
yeah, how do you? It has to be with. I mean, there has to just squinting extra hard. It needs to be something that has like an air of possible failure to it. Like, for example, they might notice that you are hella scrutinizing them. Shit like that. You just got to think of how to justify a pushed roll.
What if I drop one of our names? Like, if I just in the conversation, I just drop one of our names.
Question:
Yes.
How would that help with the psychology roll?
Yeah.
I'm trying. Oh, well, I guess it's. No, that's a
I
good
think he's
point.
trying to see like a reaction, like if they visibly react to
Like,
hearing one of our names.
to get a stronger reaction out of one of them, maybe.
I guess that'd be less about pushing this roll, or that's just the thing you could RP out instead of like.
Yeah,
rolling
I'd say
for.
that's not push word. That's not something that you can use to push a roll. That's just
No,
role
for
play.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you, I get it would have to be something along the lines of like probing them more.
The basic premise of whenever you want to make a push roll with a skill is asking, as that was said, how do I double down? What is a way to double down on this kind of ability? So like, what is what is the way to double down on pushing open a door? What is the way to double down on insight checking somebody? You got to think of the implications of what can I do to go the extra mile, but might risk tripping.
Before I do anything, James, would it be possible to get a psychology check from you?
I was gonna ask
Yeah,
actually, but
it's
then we
fine for him to
started
roll.
going into it.
That's fine for him to roll.
Yeah.
That's my husband.
Thank God!
I do have a yeah.
I'm like, I think you might have the highest psychology of the three of us.
Yeah.
Amazing. Cool. And again, because Call of Cthulhu is a beautiful system, when one person succeeds the check, you all succeed. So you all kind of can like fundamentally realize amongst
Yay.
yourselves. There is no, I mean, there's an obvious like kind of like sense of like, oh, this visible and obvious American is buying us all around. I mean, but like, hey, seems discerning enough, so it doesn't seem like it's that big of a deal for them. But they're just kind of like, oh, okay, that caught me off guard to suddenly have an American buy us all a drink. The two guards that Sybil would recognize from the yard because this is an extreme success, do seem to be implicitly floating with this group to keep an eye on them. They seem friendly with one another, but the immediate read off those two guards is that these guys make a habit out of keeping an eye on them at all times, or not at all times, keeping an eye on the strip. And you conversing with them, they are definitely, even if they're acting like nonchalant, enjoying a drink, cheering to you, they're 100% listening for why you're approaching this group. Those two guards seem to definitely be keeping a handle on these 6 men for whatever reasons.
So, okay. So here's how I'm thinking this to go before I even say anything, right? I figure, as the explanation was, just saw a bunch of tired, haggard workers walk in the pub. Figured we could all use a round. Like a respect for the work.
Yeah.
Kind of shit.
You kind of look like a blue collar dude, so I mean, like there's a vibe of like from one dude to another. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Maintains that aspect.
So I figure it wouldn't be too out of the question to, after introducing us, maybe with different names, I don't know. After introducing us, we could probably start asking, what do you do?
Yeah.
What got you to this point?
Yeah. For sure. Yeah, so here's what I'll say. The men introduce themselves. Their names are Taff Wordsley, Harold Coley, Jim Crane, Jack Brace, Big Tom Braden, and Elijah Green.
I like Big Tom Braden.
Yeah.
I like that name.
And when you ask them, like, very politely, they're just like, they're not like on the heavy social side. They're just like, oh, thanks, mate, cheers. Just kind of like, and just nod and like give you polite courtesy. If you ask them, oh, what do you do? They just go, work in manufacturing. Just simple. They say it in a way that's just like, that is it. That is all we're telling you. It's like, work in manufacturing.
Do they say, when you say simple, that's all we're gonna tell you kind of shit? Do you say that in the sense that is definitely what they are trying to get across?
They
like,
look like,
don't ask us.
Because you rolled an extreme psychology roll, I'll say is they definitely look like they're just saying that because they're here with two guards from work and they don't want to talk about their job in front of guards. Like, and they look like they don't want to talk about their job in general, like in any context. But I mean, they definitely are eyeing the guards of just being like, we don't want to talk about work with these guards and just with you.
So they are definitely like kind of side-eyeing their two little babysitters.
Yeah, but like they're not like there's no sense of nervousness about them. It looks like all the parties involved are friendly with one another. But they are definitely, these two guards kind of like are breathing down their collars a little bit. So like they are just like looking to shrug you off so as not to raise any kind of potential problems, because it looks like they don't want to talk about their work as a basis, but they don't want to say anything that would raise an issue with the guards getting involved and making a scene.
If I may, I don't know how to do it, but if I may suggest a possible thought, now that you have names, etc.
Before you suggest, real quick, Jordan, what did you want to say?
I was gonna ask if there was anything in the bar that was like, are there darts? Is there a pool table? Is there anything that I can use to possibly get these two guards away from
same brain cell
employees? Interesting. There's some recreational shit around here. The extreme psychology rule carries over here, just the entire party. Neither of these guards look interested in deviating from hanging out with these workers, but that is to say, you might be able to distract them, but you don't think you're going to be able to pull them away to play a game or anything.
Yeah.
Not even with a persuasion check?
No.
I'm sorry, bro. Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
No, you're good. The thing is, same brain cell in the sense of getting people away. What I was actually going to say is, I don't know how you do it, but you might be able to get one of the workers to get away from the group as opposed to trying to get the guards to get away from the workers. Because they'll have to pick between, do we pay attention to this one person or do we pay attention to the other three?
Oh, no, good point. So yeah,
Split, what's up?
So, to continue, I was kind of gonna leave it open for everyone to talk in, but what James is going to lead into something, and with all this in mind, we kind of know where we're gonna go. But James is going to lead into after they shrug off work. It's like, all right, so what do we do for fun around here other than just a pint?
We're just gonna tell you, not much fun to be had. Just get a pint. I mean, when you work in a factory all day, friend, you'd kind of just start to enjoy the simple things in life. Pint here at the pub and spend time with the wife. Doesn't need much beyond that.
I like this guy. Which one's talking?
We'll say that the one who's talking is Taff Wordsley. Why not? I like that name. Taff.
I'm just going to state this. When he says spend time with the wife, he raises a glass and just his hand claps around Sybil's waist. pulls her close.
Here.
Cheers. You make a beautiful couple.
Oh gosh, thank you.
Mason sits very awkward. Well, I gotta stretch my legs a bit. Anybody want to shoot some darts?
Make a charm roll, Mason.
Oh boy. Oh, bitch!
Yeah, one of the guys at the bar sits up front and goes, "No, what to tell you, I could definitely do with a game of darts. Sure, why not?
All right.
After all, your friend here bought us a pint. Might as well see if I can beat you at something else."
Sure. Say,
Yeah. I mean,
before I
keep
continue my-
pats his friend on the back and just keep my beer warm, and just kind of like walks away. Yeah, what's up?
Mason looks back, just kind of like, either you want to join us?
Yeah, I can go for some darts.
I'm gonna ask one of you to make a roll here.
I looked it up if you're interested.
Looked up what?
Skill rolls for throwing things.
Oh no! Don't worry, it's not that. But we will get involved with
I
that
was gonna say-
momentarily.
This
have to
might
throw
be
things.
something more along the lines of both of you are getting up. That's suspicious.
No, yeah, this is more so. Let me see something real quick. Where's the roll I'm looking for? Yeah, if one of you wants to make a fast talk roll to try and get the lot of you to go with this one guy and have it not seem off to the two guys who are keeping these workers under scrutiny, that would just be a regular success fast talk roll. Just to make you go by quick enough where it'd be like, sure, we'll all play around, and just be friendly enough to have all of you extradite yourself in this conversation and just be with this one guy without those two guards locking onto you with being like, why are you all going with this one guy?
I could also propose the alternative if like anybody wants to stay, like, and just kind of keep these other people, you know, preoccupied with.
This
like,
is
talking and
more
things.
so just if anyone does want to go with Mason, this guy, it's gonna involve a fast talk roll. If the whole group goes, just one person needs to do it, succeed at it. But if it just wants to be Mason and this guy, that's also fine. I'm just letting you know what the terms of extraditing yourselves without suspicion is going to look like.
Okay.
I mean,
Well,
James is a pretty good fast talk, doesn't he?
Yeah, my fast talk is
Yeah,
only
fast-
45.
Mine's a coin flip.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Sorry. No, I'm not here. I don't need to say anything.
No, it's okay. Go
Come on,
ahead.
bro.
I just kind of, my thought process is kind of along the lines of, one, it's a coin flip, which half glass empty, half glass full, but also, like, there are still people at the table, and I'm worried that coin flip might go wrong and you might lose the one lead you have, or there might be things at the table that you might be able to at least overhear, if that makes any sense. So it's kind of one of those things where it's like, this is a little bit more, you know, and also you have to ask, what is the benefit of James going with Mason? Because
Yeah,
Mason
it
might
would
be able
just-
to take care of it himself.
Yeah. So it's just up
Okay.
to you guys if you want to just have it be Mason, this dude throwing darts.
It ultimately comes down to whether or not James or Sybil say yes.
Yeah.
Sybil wasn't
I've already-
going, so
Yeah, Sybil was gonna stay.
Yeah, I'm saying-
Like, really, I'm gonna be real with you. The only reason I was like, yeah, I could go for some darts is because Mason, his friend, turned around and went, "You want to play darts?" And James kind of likes playing darts.
Man, my throw is a 20.
I don't even know what my throw. Hold on, let me check my throw.
Fucking uh-oh.
My throw is
20 is
also
base.
a 20.
Oh man,
My
this guy's
throw is
gonna
also
fucking blow us
20.
out of the water.
Yeah, but you got
What
the
about
potato
pool?
shank.
Is there pool?
You could
I got the
throw that at
potato
the-
shank.
there's-
That's a
there's-
big
there's
fucking
just
dart.
my
darts.
God.
Just darts. It's not a
Just
billiard.
darts.
This is not a billiard
No.
hall.
No snooker table.
No snooker table.
God, James gets everybody into a big game of cards somehow.
So is that a no on James or a yes on
that's an
James?
idea. Nah. We're gonna watch Mason play a fool.
Cool. So
In fact, he says that. He says that out loud. He's like, "No, I think I'm content watching you make a fool of yourself."
there's a
you got
chuckle
jokes.
among the handsome workers. So Jordan, this is beautiful
Yeah.
because I just checked the stats. I need you to make a throw roll with you have to hit a hard success or more because this guy has a 50 or higher in throw. So if you want to
shitting.
win this game, you have to hit a hard success on a throw skill. Otherwise, he's going to whoop your ass.
Oh, you got this.
You got 20%. You got to
Come on,
still that
big money.
20% chance.
Big money, big money, big money.
It's not
Big
even
money.
a 20% chance. I have like a fucking 10% chance to make that.
It's still
like,
a
hard
chance.
success.
Still a chance.
It's still a chance.
on!
But like while we're walking over, because
Yeah.
like I kind of have like the basic questions that I want to ask, but can I run an idea roll for like some potentially good questions to ask this guy?
Run me
about,
by
like, the
what you want to
manufacturing?
ask first, just so I'm aware.
So it's mainly like what exactly is our goal with asking about the manufacturing? So we have the goal of like what do you manufacture, and then maybe seeing like what exactly are we kind of trying to go for, Sybil and James?
It's mostly just stuff about the factory.
Yeah,
You know?
like
What do they do?
Okay.
It's like you
I think
you
what do they
could-
do, and I'd also want to know like. I don't know if it's possible to ask this or how you ask. I'm like, what is up with these guards, man? I want to know now. What the
What's up with
fuck?
your babysitters, man?
What's with your babysitters?
Yeah, you might. Yeah, actually, you might be able to do that and be like, "Hey, so I noticed those two guys kind of breathing down your necks. What the fuck?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's
Okay.
that's not out of the ordinary.
What, y'all
Okay.
mining uranium in there? Like, goddamn. Fuck.
Yeah.
Like what's going on?
Y'all-
What's it got
Y'all
to
doing
hide?
some kind of seismic bullshit? It's like,
Y'all got like
opening
a
it
cult hanging out in there?
like,
What, you trying
What
to
are you,
contact
like-
old gods?
what are you, opening up a portal to another dimension?
I was just
That's
shooting in
silly.
the dark here.
Unless.
You know, just making small talk.
Haha, JK. Come on.
So all this beating around the bush is great. Let's roll a throws check.
Well, yeah.
Mason, would you like to
Opposite of
push this
awesome.
throw check? No, I'm joking.
Do you want to push this throw check? It's you don't have to, but if you want to, you may.
You know
What's the
what?
consequences?
Maybe if I make a bigger fool out of myself, like maybe this failure could be a good thing.
Falling forward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like to think that he's with Big Guy.
Big Tom.
Well,
It's Big Tom.
I guess like because failing a pushed roll. Failing a pushed roll, if it fails, it's like absolutely negative effects. Yeah.
It's bad. But I mean, like,
bad.
it's bad in the context of the action. It doesn't mean that you're gonna fail at everything you do.
Yeah, that's the thing.
it just means- I think it just means-
Listen, I'll be honest with you here. No, I'm gonna speak candidly. Failing at throwing darts on a push roll probably means you hit a dude in the ass. Let's be honest. Probably means you're gonna hurt someone or yourself or your friends. That dart's gonna go somewhere it should not.
Yeah, I'm not gonna push that.
Okay.
Damn
I'm not
it.
gonna fucking
You
push
get
It doesn't
your-
matter if you win the roll.
Big Tom gets hands your ass to you on a silver platter at darts. And also, you don't hit the board once. It's like it's all peripheral.
It's bad.
It's
bad.
bad. You throw
It's
it,
bad.
and Big Tom's like, "Who taught you to throw darts?
Nobody ever did. I was actually never taught to throw darts.
What'd you even offer to throw darts in?"
Well, hey, sometimes it's kind of fun. You never know. You might, roll a 10 or lower and actually hit something. You know what I'm saying?
Big Tom is just like, "I take it you're like this a lot of the time, then."
Oh yeah. Said Mason. but hey, as Mason like continue, what's up, man?
I was gonna say while they're playing game, because bro made a joke, but it's kind of perfect.
It was a semi joke.
I've
seen you before.
Suggest. So you don't do anything for fun? Not even like get together for a game of cards?
Not really. After a day working at the factory, try to just enjoy a nice pint and go home to the family. Sometimes cards, but most of the time you're just a little tired.
I take it it's not a cards day.
Doesn't feel like it.
Unfortunate.
Well, appreciate the beers. That's mighty kind of you. So, cheers.
Cheers.
Hopping back over to Mason as you're just Big Tom is taking the absolute pity on you.
How the fuck do you throw the...
No.
Is it like a throwing knife? You just you flick it, or is
okay?
It like...
This is embarrassing. All right.
I'm trying to. Hey, look! I'm trying to watch how you do it. You know, like because you grip it like this, like a pen, and then you just like, you know.
So
like,
what you do is you take the dart.
All right.
Right. Yeah.
All right.
And you throw it and you hit the board.
Like this.
Bullseye.
All right.
You throw the dart and you realize where'd the dart go, and you realize you just it slipped out of your hand right as you went to throw it, so it just dropped.
Shit. You know what? I'm not too good at this in the first place.
Big Tom is like, it's fun. I needed the laugh.
Sure. So what exactly do you do with manufacturing? I've never actually worked a job like that before.
It's nothing particularly special. Throws a dart, gets a bullseye.
Holy shit.
And just goes. It's machine parts. Can't really talk about it though.
Why not? Just like a NDA of some kind? Or is it
it's government work.
Just like...
Top secret.
Oh, okay. I see.
Yeah.
Takes another throw.
Hits a different table. Just.
I like to think fucking lands in someone's glass.
Yeah, just hits a beer.
Doesn't shatter it, just lands in it.
Just lands in a drink.
So now it's government work. I'm just. Was
That's
that a
good
lie that it's government work?
Make a psychology roll on him.
Baba Booey. Fuck you.
You wanna push that?
Fuck you, Mason Allen.
You're in his good graces, man.
I'm gonna say this. This one's up to you, homie. 'Cause if I were in your position, I'd flip. I don't know what I'd do.
I mean, you could probably just keep talking around it. I mean, you're an actor. You've probably dealt with like NDAs and secret shit before and stuff like that, so you can at least relate on that end.
Oh no, that's a good fucking point. Yeah, Mason continues, and he says, I totally understand stuff like that. I work in the film industry fairly often, but it's like what I've kind of learned is that when it comes to that, and like Mason takes another throw, doesn't hit. When it comes to that,
lands closer to the board.
Sometimes what I'd like to do is that I just find someone that doesn't recognize me, and I just kind of talk. I just talk about it. Not, of course, on a grand scale, but just talk.
Difference, of course, between you and me then is that I don't talk about it with anyone. Throws a dart, hits it. And for the record, it really shouldn't be asking. It's government work. That's all I'm going to say about it.
Nope, you're right. That's private business. That's my bad. I just... Curiosity killed the cat,
my understanding, you Americans have a lot of industry over your neck of the woods, and, throws a dart. Hits one of your darts.
God! He's just flexing now.
He's doing this on purpose.
Yeah. The difference between Americans and us is that, we're a smaller country, and, listen, I'm just here for the darts. Not looking to talk about the nature of my work. Especially with somebody who's, looking to find so much information about it so quickly.
No, I'm just curious, you know.
That's the thing I never liked about Americans. Throws a dart. You always pry. I mean, I don't fault you for it. You just prying is second nature to you. Just we don't appreciate much of that here over in England.
Oh, is he caught on? Has he caught on?
I mean, you did kind of just directly go in there, so.
Like you said, sometimes I like to just talk about my NDA.
I don't really know what to do in this situation.
And Big Tom pulls
Now
his
that
darts out the board and like kind of like sets them down on the table, and he kind of gets really close to you and like leans down and he goes, "And because you're an American, a foreign individual coming around here asking about my government work seems a little suspicious to me. It's not the first time we've dealt with that's what you call espionage. So thanks for the darts. Tell your friend thanks for the beers. I think maybe it's time for you to leave me alone."
Of course. Sorry, that's my bad manners. Didn't mean to overstep.
Yeah, well.
Oh, shit.
Big Tom walks away and like pats his friends on the back of the main group and just like looks at, you know, the guards, looks at the group and says, "But see you folks tomorrow." Actually, what day is it? How long will he see them tomorrow? It's Sunday. Wait, no, it's not.
It's Friday.
It's Friday. He says no, it's Friday. He says see you folks Monday. Walks out of the bar.
So I noticed you were really bad at darts.
One of the men that just like of like the Henson workers who just here at the bar that Sybil and James are just like adjacent to just says, "Friendly tip to an American. You're supposed to hit the board."
All right. You all got jokes. I'm going to the bathroom. I'll be back. Mason gets up to go to the bathroom, and then he throws up because that scared him.
Oh, baby.
When Big Tom got close to him, he was like, "I'm about to shit."
All right.
He got scared. That scared him.
With the rest of your night at the bar here, with what do you have any other tactics you want to try? Or are you mostly easing off after that experience?
Well,
I'd say that with all of this in mind, James, and you rolled an extreme success, I'm going to let that kind of carry you through for a bunch of things because that's a great level of success. Here's what I'm going to say for this line. These workers seem tight-lipped about the nature of their work to anybody, and especially a bunch of foreigners asking about their government top secret work either means you're nosy or at worst a spy, and neither of those are good things for you to be in their perception. That's the vibe you're getting off of these guys if you risk being too buddy with them.
I think what we're gonna do is after Mason heads to the bathroom, James is just kind of gonna pick up his drink. Right. Well, looks like my friend might have pissed yours off, so I think that's about it for us.
Not particularly hard to do. Big Tom works the furnace all day. Gets my awful hot in there. Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
All right, well, I hope you gentlemen have yourselves a nice weekend.
Cheers.
Cheers.
And they're gonna stick to the bar itself and wait for Mason. And they're not going to immediately leave because that makes them look more suspicious.
Hang out sequestered from that group for a while just to make it look like you're not hinging on this. Yeah, okay, I get what you're going for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've done the same thing in real life.
As have I. We have no Irish exit in this situation.
No Irish exit in this one.
Great.
Fuck
and
that.
then, but after like an amount of time just sequestered away, you're going to leave the pub.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, pretty much. We're done.
Yep, you do so. Pretty easy.
Particularly after a good few drinks.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And then what? You just going back to your hotel?
Well,
I'd say yes, especially because like we still were waiting for news from the scoop. So
Well,
Yeah.
we're supposed.
speaking on
Scoop
that.
said they'd get to us by the end of the day. So
Yeah. Which actually, getting back to your hotel, there is actually a little bit of a note that was left for you from Mickey Money, who called actually shortly before you arrived, just to drop information to you. Basically, Mahoney just told the note basically just said that he bounced himself, call him back.
oh, okay.
Okay. Also, were we being followed on our way back?
Make a spot hidden check. I'll allow you to make it on that
I
one.
would like to help on that actually.
So both of you roll. Oh, never mind. You
Oh,
don't need
nice.
to.
Oh, thank God.
Um,
String
you
of
weren't being
fuck fools
followed,
today.
but those two guards were definitely eyeing you a little suspiciously after what happened with Big Tom. But like they mostly just kept with the group. But you left, and no one seems to be following you back.
Mason feigns like embarrassment, like
Yeah.
someone who said something awkward at a party and is now just kind of like, don't look at me.
For sure.
You know, like,
James
I'm sorry.
is doing the big buddy thing of just like lightly patting him on the back. She's like, "Don't worry about it,
I
bud."
said something stupid. You know?
All right. Well, So do you call Mickey Mahoney back?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
All right. You call Mickey Mahoney. He says, he come back and goes, right, well, I dug through a bit of the papers, found some clippings over the last 10 years or so. Found a bunch of different things. I'm not sure where they all fit together, but I figure that you just wanted me to look and see if I did get anything up in the archive. So let's see. First of all, by the way, this word you said to me, miser. When you said it, I thought it was M-I-S-E-R. No, it's M-I-S-R. It's Arabic for Egypt.
Oh.
So I guess the place you're looking for is, I don't know, Egypt House or something. But yeah, I heard about this place. The land and the mansion itself were formerly owned by an enthusiastic Egyptologist and occultist named Neville Lloyd Price. I heard rumors that this guy went broke, forced to sell the property and the land on which it stood. No one's really seen the guy for 9 years and has effectively disappeared from society and the papers. I heard some rumors that he took to the bottle and lost everything. I mean, times being what they are. But that's really what I was able to dig up here on the papers. But given the fact that it is over in Essex, the county seat of the archives is in Chelmsford Council, you might be able to find some information about the house proper and its surrounding land if you make a trip over there. But I didn't find an address in the papers, just a little bit of its back history.
So we don't have a
Alright.
way to get there.
Thus far, no. You have not found any information
Looks like
suggesting...
we'd have to.
You have
Check
a way to find a
records.
way to get there. though,
Yeah.
So.
Thinking about price right now.
Also price, yeah. Which I
I-
think. Sorry.
Sorry, I was gonna say that he had essentially dropped off. There's no leads at all as to where he would have dropped off to.
By my understanding, that's what I was able to dig up. No one's really can't find a consolidated reference on what happened to him after he disappeared from London society. Like I said, strongest rumor is he just became a bit of a drunk when lost all of his money. Probably hobbling about in some gutter by now in some backwater country town.
Damn. All right.
But,
bro,
With that in mind, let's see, you should be able to possibly find a bit more information, if not necessarily in the county records. Let me check something really quickly. Unless you're able to peruse a library down here in London, probably not going to find anything else out through the papers. And I don't have the time to go stalking through shelves for you.
fair enough. Alrighty. Any questions, anyone?
No, I mean that's about all. Just thank the man, basically.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you. We're looking into. I don't need to tell you we're looking into shit. You already know.
I'm aware. All I care about is get the story after you're done. Like I said, pay top
you
coin.
definitely will.
And Mahoney hangs up.
Fucking already earned it.
All right.
Right. Well, that's that.
Interesting. Have we heard this name Price before? Like,
No, you have not.
okay. Plus, I'm like, this seems like a new name. Feels like a unique name that I feel like I would have remembered if I'd heard it before.
It's probably why you didn't hear it.
Yeah. Better names. Okay, so I mean, I think that's it for us on our
Great.
side of things for today. Unless
That
there's anything
wraps
else
up
you
your
guys
night?
want to do. Yeah.
Just about, I think.
No clandestine late night break-ins at Henson Manufacturing.
We're not
No.
breaking into a big old government factory.
Yeah, that sounds like
Although
a.
Right on.
Go
I don't
on.
know if he was lying or not. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I don't think he was. If he was, that would have been very good acting about the whole espionage thing.
Indeed.
Well, throwing around espionage was like people accused everybody of being a spy at some point, which is not exactly in the 20s, but it could be where it started. People get
Mhm.
anxious.
Well, actually, yeah, you're right, because maybe not for the gov, but, cultist espionage is a thing,
Mhm.
apparently.
So that wraps up
And there
your
were-
evening, your stuff for the night?
Yeah.
All right, so next day, Saturday, 21st, Cambridge gang. You spent the night at Terrence's house as guests at his home. What do you guys want to do, Cambridge gang?
Sunil just kind of like, I'm imagining they're just in Terrence's home. They're doing morning ablutions, and then he just goes, "We're in Essex right now. We are in Essex right now, and we have access to multiple academics who just know things about things and other academics.
I mean, yeah, no, yes. Yes. Good
Very
idea.
true. We do
We
have
should
to
pro-
assume that, as a player, what's dude's name again? I always forget his name.
Edward
Starts with G.
Gavigan?
Gavigan.
Thank you. Wait.
Well, you see, it's pinned and bolded and italicized.
According to my pinned message, it's Edward Gavigian, so...
We must assume that Gavigan's men are keeping tabs on my place of work, so we can only be so bold.
We can only be so bold, yes. But I need to ask the whole gang something right now. They would have checked in with because one
They
of them
called.
had to, yeah. So
Yeah.
I'm going to assume everybody has the same information right now.
Yeah.
Cool.
Mhm.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna shorthand this. Sunil is kind of operating off the idea of even if we don't have to talk necessarily about Gavigan, Taryn, you're already into like these kinds of things. It would make sense for you to want to know about an Egyptologist that just went fucking missing, or something
yeah,
like the
yeah.
Egypt house. Like it doesn't necessarily have to be a Gavigan related thing. Of course, if it gets back to Gavigan, he'll know what we're asking for.
Yeah.
So the question is to ask people, be inconspicuous about like when we talk to people that we don't think are super connected to it.
Sounds good.
Yeah. It's like just make sure we don't pique enough suspicion for it to get back to Gavigan himself,
Yeah.
if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, no.
That said,
Sure.
Tarrant got kidnapped like a while ago, and him suddenly poking around in things might be a little weird.
I mean, not that anyone here would know that he got kidnapped. It was
Well,
like,
it's
for what?
one of those things where if somebody were like, "Oh yeah, Tarrant Gainsborough," was asking around, what is Tarrant Gainsborough doing in the fucking? That's more the thought.
Yeah.
It might
Given
be like
that you are
too high
in
into that. Yeah.
Cambridge, next to a massive university library, I mean, if you do want to spend several times making a library use check to see if you can dig up anything in like the halls, that's certainly an option. You could peruse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's an option because I'm not even gonna require you to roll for this. Cambridge is not a bustling socialite area. You're not going to get people who are be like, oh yes, I've heard of Miser House out in the Essex.
No, I wasn't talking about just
I know.
talking random people.
Yeah. You know, really, just even from academics. I mean, it's just being like, I don't know. Do I know where Elon Musk lives? But like, it is it. No, but if you do want to make a library check, you're absolutely welcome to. It to just see if you can dig up any information on that region that might be pertinent to that.
Right. So we're aware of the miser being an Egyptian thing, and so we're looking for his house based on that. Just kind of. Thank you.
Sure.
Cool. Right on.
So if anyone wants to, if anyone wants to attempt the library use roll,
70. Oh well, oh wait, that's a Mason roll for.
Oh, okay.
God.
The library.
Uh.
How do we do?
Oh.
Whoa.
That's successful.
That's good. That's fine. Tarrant won the coin toss.
Barely passed, just like my exams.
Amazing. I mean, a couple of hours in the morning searching through the libraries. I mean, given that Cambridge is a well-stocked academic institution, you and Sunil and, in the periphery kit, I'd say you guys can dig up a book on like historical houses of England. It's literally called Green's Estates of England. There is a snippet of information. There is a mansion named Longview that is mentioned in the book, situated on the Naze, it's a river in England. The passage states it was built in the 16th century during the reign of Queen Elizabeth I and features a secret room used to hide Catholic priests during Elizabeth's religious purges. That seems to be pertinent and roughly in the same ballpark of places that would be where Miser House would be, and it seems like that estate might match the description loosely that you've gotten so far.
All right.
You might need to do additional modern day records in the Essex County seat to see if you can find any land. Yeah,
what I was about to suggest. That's my second thought. If anyone else has any thoughts, please verbalize.
I mean, we're already in Essex, so it probably wouldn't take us too long compared to everybody else to do that research to go to the seat. Which I'm sure we told them when we, did our check-in. So we could just go and do that.
Yeah.
I am actually looking up how long it takes to get from Cambridge to Chelmsford Council.
We are a hard.
Yeah, we'll do like last-minute book report style research. Just kind of go through
the stream ends in 2 minutes. We got no checking. God.
Yeah, it's about.
Kids over here just like, you drive, I'll read in the car. I'm doing Latin shit.
Can't talk right now. Doing COD Latin shit.
Oh my god.
Actually, Atlas, can you bless me while Xander is looking for this information?
I can't talk right now. I'm doing hot Latin shit.
Thank you.
Fuck.
You just Dies Irae and all that. That's all
I'm well aware that saying things is just inherently humorous. You're welcome.
Yeah, I mean,
okay, fine.
Chelmsford, which is the county seat of Essex, is about like an hour and a half, 2 hours from Cambridge by car.
So I guess I'm driving.
Yeah, I mean, that's not too bad. Guess Sunil's driving.
Yeah, for sure. Great. Well, then let's just say that getting to the Chelmsford Council in, you would have guessed it, Chelmsford. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, if you just, it's the records are actually pretty easy to access at the county seat, and it's definitely easier than accessing them from somewhere in London, which would probably involve money. But yeah, I'd say that with between your morning stint in the library, digging up an estate book, and then also making a afternoon sojourn to Chelmsford Council, you can find actually the current records for Miser House, which is the land which Miser House occupies is 6,000 acres. And it was transferred from Mr. Lloyd Price to one Edward Gavigan in 1915. And the mansion was formerly known as Longview until Lloyd Price changed the name to Miser House. And moreover, it does seem to be, between all this information, it seems to be situated, excuse me, I'm about to sneeze, in the Naze, as it were, which is, oh boy, a lot of marshlands.
Oh, I see. Oh, Jesus. Okay, sorry.
That's a strong reaction.
No. It did, in fact, just a strong reaction. Yes, it did, actually. Do you want to know, or do you want me to just kind of...
I'd be down to hear.
Yes, with that kind of reaction, yes.
I'm sorry. So it's in marshland. It's in marshlands. Okay, so this is what's going through brain. One, there's a secret room in there. Like we were told about a secret room. Let's just assume that an actual secret room that is in there. Two, marshlands. We've been very strangely herp adjacent for like a while now. So that pings me. But not to mention that we mentioned there was some sort of, even in I think this stream, like we mentioned some sort of weird frog thing. So it's just like I'm just saying, marshlands, secret room, perfect for holding a cult or some sort of cult thing.
Or like say a evil giant frog.
People.
And
Frog
moreover,
like deity.
yes. Moreover, Sunil, so it seems that Miser House is situated in the marshlands along the Naze, and the nearest town to that is the town of Walton on the Naze. So, which is about, thank you, which that Walton on the Naze is about, hold on. I just had the numbers. I'll only double check. From like Cambridge, that's about like 2 hours, but from Chelmsford, which is where you currently are, it's even closer. That's about like an hour trip by car. So Walton on the Naze is the east coast of England, but that is the nearest town to the region. It seems like you have an address and rough approximate location to find Miser House. And and apparently there will be a ceremony tomorrow. And on that note, we shall end the show for this week's episode of Call of Cthulhu, Masks of Nyarlathotep. Thank you all for joining me. This has been a lovely little time. We look forward to seeing you here next week, same time, same place, for the continued adventures of the 1920s Disaster Gang. That was a mid-burp curse.
Nice.
Just let him end the episode.
Just let him end the episode. But until next time, my friends, Cthulhu Fatagan.